James was tired of struggling with small jobs that never seemed to change his life. Every morning he woke up early in Nairobi, boarded crowded madatas, and spent long hours working for little money. At the end of every month, he remained with almost nothing after paying rent, food, transport, and other bills. He always dreamed of becoming financially stable, owning a business, and helping his family live a better life. One evening, while scrolling through social media, he saw a young Kenyan businessman explaining how he imported products from China and sold them locally for huge profits. The idea stayed in his mind for many days. At first, James thought importation was only for rich people with millions of Kenyan shillings. He believed only large companies could afford to bring goods from overseas. But after doing more research, he discovered many ordinary Kenyans had started with small amounts like 20,000 Kenyan shillings or 50,000 Kenyan shillings and slowly built successful businesses. That discovery changed his thinking completely. James decided to learn everything about the importation business. He spent several weeks watching videos, reading articles, and joining online groups where Kenyan importers shared their experiences. He learned that the secret was not simply importing products. The real secret was choosing the right products, understanding the market, calculating costs carefully, and building trust with customers. One of the first things James discovered was that China produces almost everything people use daily. From phone covers to kitchen appliances, from clothes to electronics, many products sold in Kenya come from Chinese factories. Since the products are manufactured in large quantities, they are usually cheaper than goods made in many other countries. This allows Kenyan importers to buy products at low prices and resell them locally for profit. James started visiting local markets to understand what people were buying. He walked through shops in Nairobi, Eastleigh, Kamukunji, Jakamba, and Ngara. He observed customers carefully. He noticed some products sold very quickly, while others stayed on shelves for many months. He learned that successful business people study customer behavior instead of guessing. One day he entered a small electronics shop and noticed many customers asking for wireless earphones, smartwatches, power banks, and ring lights. Social media content creation had become popular in Kenya, and young people wanted affordable gadgets. James realized these products had strong demand. He wrote everything down in a notebook and continued his research. He also learned that trends change very fast. A product that is popular today may lose demand after several months. That is why smart importers constantly study the market. They pay attention to TikTok trends, Instagram advertisements, Facebook shops, and YouTube product reviews. Social media has become one of the biggest drivers of consumer behavior in Kenya. After deciding to focus on phone accessories and small electronics, James started searching for suppliers in China. At first, the process looked confusing because there were thousands of suppliers online. Some looked genuine while others appeared suspicious. He learned that choosing the wrong supplier could lead to major losses. James created accounts on several sourcing platforms and began contacting suppliers. Some suppliers responded professionally, while others gave incomplete information. He learned to ask detailed questions. He requested product videos, prices, shipping estimates, and minimum order quantities. He also learned the importance of checking supplier ratings and customer reviews. One supplier offered extremely cheap prices that looked too good to be true. James almost sent money immediately because he wanted to maximize profit. However, after further investigation, he discovered the supplier had several complaints from buyers who never received their goods. That experience taught him an important lesson. In importation, cheap prices can sometimes become very expensive mistakes. Eventually, James found a reliable supplier with good communication and positive reviews. Before placing a large order, he requested product samples. Waiting for the samples felt stressful because he was excited to start the business. After several days, the package arrived in Kenya. He opened it carefully and inspected every item. The quality was impressive, and the products looked exactly like the photos he had received online. The next challenge was understanding shipping. James discovered there were two main methods used by importers. The first was air freight, which is faster but more expensive. The second was sea freight, which is slower but cheaper for large shipments. Since he was starting small and wanted quick delivery, he chose air shipping for his first order. He also learned about taxes and customs charges. Many beginners fail because they only calculate the product cost and forget additional expenses. Importation involves shipping charges, taxes, clearance fees, and local transport costs. Without proper calculations, A person can import products and still make losses. James spent many hours learning how taxes work in Kenya. He learned that imported goods may attract import duty, value-added tax, import declaration fees, and railway development levy charges. The rates depend on the type of products being imported. He realized successful importers are careful planners who understand every cost before ordering goods. After calculating everything carefully, James used 80,000 Kenyan shillings from his savings to place his first order. Sending money overseas made him nervous, because it was the largest business decision he had ever made. For several days, he kept checking shipping updates online. Every notification increased both excitement and anxiety. When the shipment finally arrived in Kenya, James worked with a clearing agent to complete customs procedures. The process involved paperwork, verification, and payment of taxes. At first it looked complicated, but the clearing agent guided him step by step. James realized that experienced agents can save importers a lot of stress and time. After collecting his products, James arranged them neatly inside his small bedsitter room. He took high-quality photos using natural lighting near the window. He then posted the products on WhatsApp status, Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, and TikTok. Since many Kenyans spend hours on social media daily, online selling gave him access to a large audience without renting an expensive shop. The first few days were slow. Very few people responded to his posts. Some only asked for prices without buying anything. James almost became discouraged, but he continued posting consistently. He learned that business success often requires patience and persistence. One evening, a university student contacted him wanting wireless earphones. James delivered the item personally using a motorbike rider. The customer was impressed by the quality and later referred several friends. Slowly, orders started increasing. Some customers even paid deposits before delivery. Within 3 months, James had recovered his capital and made profits. Instead of spending the money carelessly, he reinvested most of it into larger orders. This allowed him to reduce product costs and increase profit margins. He also introduced new products like mini speakers, selfie lights, and portable blenders. As the business grew, James learned the importance of customer service. He replied to messages quickly, packaged products neatly, and communicated honestly with buyers. Customers appreciated the professionalism and continued recommending him to others. In business, reputation can become more valuable than money. James also experienced challenges. Some shipments delayed unexpectedly due to customs congestion and international logistics problems. At times, the Kenyan shilling weakened against foreign currencies, increasing import costs. Occasionally, he received products with minor defects. These experiences taught him that business always involves risks, but smart entrepreneurs learn how to adapt. One of the biggest lessons James learned was the importance of starting small. Many beginners rush into large imports because they want quick riches. Some borrow huge loans without understanding the market properly. When sales fail, they remain with heavy debts and stress. Starting small allowed James to learn gradually while minimizing risks. Another important lesson was avoiding emotional decisions. Sometimes he became excited about trendy products after watching viral videos online. However, he learned to conduct proper market research before importing anything. Not every trending product becomes profitable in Kenya. Smart importers study local demand carefully. As months passed, James transformed his small side hustle into a serious business. He moved from his tiny bedsitter into a better apartment and rented a small office space where customers could collect products. He hired one employee to help manage orders and deliveries. His confidence continued growing because he finally saw clear progress in his life. His family also noticed the changes. For the first time, James was able to support his parents consistently and pay school fees for his younger sister. He no longer worried constantly about rent or food. The business gave him financial hope and independence. James eventually started teaching other young Kenyans about importation. He explained that success does not happen overnight. Some people see successful importers online and assume the journey is easy. What they do not see are the sleepless nights, failed experiments, delayed shipments, difficult customers, and financial risks behind the scenes. He encouraged beginners to focus on learning before chasing profits. Understanding shipping, supplier verification, taxes, product selection, and marketing is extremely important. Many people lose money because they enter the business blindly without proper knowledge. James also emphasized the importance of financial discipline. Some entrepreneurs make profits and immediately buy expensive phones, clothes, and entertainment instead of reinvesting in the business. Growth becomes difficult when profits are consumed instead of invested wisely. Technology continued changing the business landscape in Kenya. More people started shopping online because of convenience. Mobile money services made payments easier, while courier companies improved delivery services across the country. These changes created even bigger opportunities for importers. James later expanded into wholesale supply. Instead of selling only to individual customers, he began supplying products to small shops in different towns. This increased his sales volume significantly. He also created an online store where customers could browse products and place orders directly. Competition in the importation business also increased over time. Many young Kenyans entered the market after seeing success stories online. To remain competitive, James focused on quality, branding, and customer experience. He realized customers are willing to pay more for reliable service and trusted sellers. He also learned the value of networking. By connecting with other importers, he gained useful information about suppliers, shipping companies, and market trends. Business relationships opened doors to better opportunities and partnerships. 1 year later, James looked back at his journey with gratitude. What started as curiosity had transformed into a life-changing business. He understood that importation is not magic or luck. It requires research, patience, courage, and consistency. Today, many Kenyans are exploring importation because traditional employment opportunities are limited. The internet has made it easier to connect with suppliers worldwide, while digital marketing allows businesses to reach customers quickly. However, success still depends on proper planning and discipline. Importation can change lives when approached wisely. A person does not need millions of Kenyan shillings to begin. What matters most is learning continuously, starting carefully, and staying persistent even during challenges. The business world rewards people who solve problems and provide value. Imported products help meet consumer demand in Kenya, while creating income opportunities for entrepreneurs. As long as people continue buying everyday products, importation will remain an important business opportunity. For young people dreaming of financial freedom, the journey may look difficult at first. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty are normal, but every successful entrepreneur once started as a beginner with limited experience. What separates winners from quitters is the willingness to learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. James often tells beginners something simple but powerful. He says business success is not built in one day. It grows slowly through small, consistent actions repeated over time. A single order can become many orders. A small customer can become a loyal client. A tiny business can become a large company. His story continues inspiring many people across Kenya who want to create better lives through entrepreneurship. While challenges will always exist, opportunities also continue growing for those willing to take action wisely and patiently.